of all, Kevin Feige, fuck you, nigga. Fuck you. That's why this movie pisses me off. Because there's good bits. And it's just surrounded by mediocrity. Why? Why, Kevin Feige? Why do you do this to me? God, man. That's fucking bullshit. Don't make no fucking sense. What's good, people? It's your boy T-Rav. I'm here for the Marvels review, man. I'm not about to fucking waste no goddamn time. This is fucking ridiculous. This is ridiculous, bro. How in the fuck do you... viewers' discretion is advised. How the fuck are you going to make a sequel to a movie that I thought was garbage, okay? Cool, whatever. We got that out the way. But it made $1 billion still. Fine. You bring in Kamala Khan. You bring in Monica Rambeau. And this is what you give me, Kevin Feige. This is what you give me. It's what you give me. And I'm going to start here. I'm going to start here because I can't do a normal review to this, bro. I have to simply talk about what is on my mind at the time. First of all, Kevin Feige, fuck you, nigga. Fuck you. Okay? For all the great work that you have done, this might be the biggest case of fraudulence that I have seen in Marvel history in all my days, dog. First off, how dare you? How dare you? Ooh, how dare you put Thanos in the final trailer for this movie and acting like the villain for this movie is going to be the successor to one of the greatest villains in all of history of cinema. I don't care what nobody say, bro. Superhero movie or not. Okay? And you mooch off of his name to try and draw niggas back in because of our perception of how we don't really fucks with Captain Marvel like that? Sorry, Brie Larson. It is what it is. I know that you heard what niggas was talking about. I know that you heard, okay? Over these past couple years of how people did not fuck with your character. And in that way, they made adjustments. They did make adjustments so we could somewhat redeem that character and make her more likable, make her more down to earth, make her not as fucking cocky as she used to be. But for you to even attach Thanos to this in any way, and for what, bro? For what? She is not his successor in any way, okay? Her mission to save holla. Okay, I had to do it. But her mission to save her planet, okay, in what way is it similar to Thanos? She's making jump points throughout the universe that's tearing apart the fabric of this reality to possibly open up essentially what would be an incursion. And for what? To save this little measly planet. But no, we really come to find out later on in the movie, it's not about Hala at all. Or the fucking Kree people. It's not. This is, oh my God, bro. I'm like, calm down. Woosah. Look at Thanos, okay? The destruction he caused while overboard, we understand it, but it was balanced and it was impartial. There was no picking favorites. Half of life, period, randomly selected, essentially, white. That was the mission. So everybody can have ample and bountiful resources. Now, the flaw in that whole mission is that eventually it will need to be done again and again and again, and I understand that. But at least the ground rules, based on what he was trying to go for, it was fair in a way. Okay, but this, you're just attacking planets that Captain Marvel somewhat calls home. You attack Eladon, which I'll get to. You attack the Earth eventually. You attack you went and attacked the Skrulls off the bat. when you were trying to act like you were going to be peaceful with them and bring them into the fold of the Kree Empire, which I must say, the Emperor for the Skrulls, what the fuck is you doing, bro? What are you doing? Like, the way she's speaking, it's not, well, reclaim your rightful place like she's talking about. It's essentially a takeover and you niggas have no choice. She's like, well, I hope you're on our side when we go to strip your atmosphere. What is that? So your mission is to essentially do to everybody else what was done to you. That's your goal? In what way is that noble? In what way are we supposed to get behind this villain as a character? Darben. The fact that you put Thanos, linked her to him at all, it's a travesty, okay? It's fucking nonsensical. It is the biggest pile of ignorance that I have ever seen. But you're a liar. You're a liar. And Kevin Feige, you are too, bro. You are too. There was no reason to attach Thanos to this project at all. And as a matter of fact, I'm going to do my best to try and act like that wasn't the case. Okay, I'm going to try my best. As I was saying before, you make adjustments to Captain Marvel. She seems more of a likable character now. Okay, she realizes a lot of the mistakes she's done, and while she's still making excuses for these mistakes, and still beating her head up against the fucking wall that you can't do it alone. I don't know how many times we gotta fucking tell you this, but it was nice to see her and Monica link back up finally and start forming a team with Kamala Khan. And I fucks with the fact that Monica confronts her about the shit. You said you'd be right back. Oh, I didn't know what I was getting into. And then, but later on, oh no, you could have came back. You damn sure could have came back. But you felt like you couldn't come home until you fixed what the problem was. In a way, I understand that. You have unfinished business. You can't be going back home and living a good old happy life with, your niece, essentially, and, taking care of her. But she needed you. She needed you. Your partner needed you. She was dying. She had cancer. And we know how it was more than likely going to end. We all understand that, bro. But you can't make excuses like that. Oh, people needed me. And what steps did you actually take to fix the problem that you created? No explanation. And that's a big problem with this movie. So many things are left unexplained. We start the movie, Darben and the fucking Kree are on some moon and they find the bangle. No explanation how it got there. Cool, doesn't matter. She has this weapon, a big fat ass hammer. Looks kind of cool. You know what I'm saying? I imagine it was made by the dwarves type shit. No explanation, just called the universal weapon. And it's OD. Alright. Fine. I don't know, bro. That shit just make no fucking sense, dude. It make no sense. Okay, and I'm not gonna say that the bangle being in a whole other location compared to Miss Marvel's, because they were made as a pair. I'm not gonna say that it's a plot hole that it was on some other location, because I don't recall personally if the aunts that originally had the powers had both of them. I don't know that. But for her to just put that on, and then in combination with this universal weapon, so stupid. Now we can just open up wormholes and type shit to different places that don't really close and start siphoning whatever resource that you want back to your home planet. Okay, that's an application of the power I didn't think was possible. But Miss Marvel showed the capability to travel through space and time back to the past. But there's no explanation as to how that part of her power works. No explanation, dog. That shit got on my last nerve. I'm not gonna lie to you. Must say, Monica's powers is just fucking clean, bro. She's essentially like the villain in Ant-Man 3? Ant-Man 2? I think it's Ant-Man 2. The Ghost. That is essentially her powers, bro. And that shit is fucking fire. How she fights flying through people and then fucking knocking them back. Like, that shit is kind of clean. Not gonna lie. Still don't quite understand how you got those powers from walking through a barrier made by the Scarlet Witch. But I can just toss all that aside. None of that really matters. You form a pretty half-decent team. And the way that the entanglement of their powers was happening and they keep on switching to different places, because if at least 2 of them activate the power, they switch. If all 3 of them activate the power at the same time, it just seems like it's fucking random and they just switch. I can deal with all that, bro. I can deal with all that. Should they have tried to truly address this issue a little bit more, as opposed to just playing jump rope and bullshitting around the spaceship? It was a nice, wholesome moment, but you still saw problems when we got into combat. We still had not quite figured it out. And that's understandable, but I feel like you should have taken steps so we could rectify that situation. I don't fault Kamala Khan in this movie because she's a fangirl or whatever, but I wish that they would have dove a little bit more into how Captain Marvel isn't exactly the person who she thought she was. And I'm not saying that she has to have a problem with Captain Marvel. Because me personally, I would have had a problem with Captain Marvel just leaving the Skrulls to get fucked up, and then you're saving a handful of people, okay? You only save a handful of people when they had a thriving colony, dog? And if you would have never really came there, then nothing probably would have happened to them. Sure, they would have folded into the Empire and probably got fucked up that way. But it's like every single turn, we are just setting the Skrulls up to get fucked every which way. And it's too late. It's too late to try and make Nick Fury that guy again, okay? We watched Secret Invasion. We watched it. We watched the disrespect. How he's constantly getting told that he's just not that guy anymore. And he was actually proving it. He was proving it. And my delusional self, I was trying so hard. I was trying to say, oh, it's like, it's just a little rust. Just knock the rust off and then he back. No. But then in this movie, we can 1v1 Kree now. We can 1v1 Kree now. Come on, dog. Who are you trying to fool? Who are you talking to? It's me you talking to, okay? Ain't nobody going for that shit, man. The comedy in the movie is actually not bad. I didn't mind the dynamic that the 3 of them had. I thought that the dynamic was actually quite solid. And really and truly, Kamala Khan is the linchpin for this group. She's the one that truly brings Captain Marvel and Rambo back together like that. Wish she could have got a name. That is what it is. She didn't want a fucking name. Just go by Rambo. It's cool. It's a badass name. But it just, and then also in other moments of this film, it just felt like we're forcing the emotional parts, okay? Kamala makes a decision once they're on Eladin, okay? Hold on, let me go back. Eldon, right? So they kind of figure out the plan by going back in their memories with Kree technology that Dar-Ben's gonna try and steal all their water. Their plan is like 98.6% water or something like that. Cool. We go back and it's somewhat funny because it's really kind of weird because there are people who simply communicate through song with every word that they say or whatever. So if you don't sing a song, chances are they're not going to understand you type shit. So that was kind of funny. And watching Monica get loose in the back as Captain Marvel is essentially re-meeting her husband, which we didn't know, but it's all political or whatever. So, that is what that is. But, it just... And then we obtain their help. Cool, we're going to launch an ambush on these niggas. They pull up. Alright. We understand what the mission is. Get the jump on this bitch. Get the bangle off of her. And then we ball. But how long do we have to go before you start to understand that she can siphon your powers away when you activate them? But really and truly, other than that, what does she got? What does she got? You separate her from the hammer, and really and truly, you don't have to do that. You just have to stop her from making that connection to open the goddamn jump point. Monica was going toe-to-toe with the girl, and she was still able to phase through certain attacks and things like that. And she had her on the ropes. She had her on the ropes. If her mission, you know what I'm saying, wasn't so simple that she just had to fucking connect the universal weapon and the bangle together, then Monica probably 1v1s her and wins. But every time Captain Marvel tries to fight Dar-Benn, we keep continuously using our powers. And it doesn't make sense, bro. You keep seeing that she can take you're fueling the bangles, okay? Because those are essentially not Captain Marvel, they're Miss Marvels, okay? And we understand how her power kind of works, okay? That's why they're linked together in the way it is. She manipulates light and makes it into physical matter type shit, all right? It's fucking clean, but I just don't understand the competency when it comes to fighting somebody that can siphon your powers if you activate them, but yet you still have super strength that you're just not utilizing. Why don't you just box this bitch? If you just box this bitch, then you 1v1 her and it's done. And it's done. And Monica somewhat proved that, bro. Monica somewhat proved that. So, that shit just don't make no sense to me. And then even like, why not just fly through the ship? The bitch can't fly. Fly through the fucking ship. Destroy all their ships. What's she gonna do? She can't do anything. She doesn't have all these different special abilities that should make really an easy fight for you, bro. Really an easy fight. All you gotta do is fly, destroy the ships. If you don't want to fucking scrap, cool. She can't fucking fly. It ain't Mjolnir. It don't make her fly like that. And, you know, Ella is getting overwhelmed. And then, oh my, Captain Marvel has the bright idea. Let me just start flying through all these fucking ships and busting them niggas down. But then, you know, Dar-Benn gets the upper hand for a second, does her thing, boom, jump point created. And essentially, once that's happened, not much else that you can do. And see, I actually kind of like this, bro. Captain Marvel is struggling now to try and save the people that are there. Why you didn't do that for the Skrulls before? I don't know. Little inconsistent, but cool. Maybe you learn from your mistake. And this is where the force moments come in. You go to a whole random planet. We got to get off the ship and we got to talk about how I messed up. This is my fault. You don't understand. If I wouldn't have done what I did to the Kree, then their situation wouldn't be what it is and their star wouldn't be dying and their atmosphere. Shut the fuck up! What are you going to do about it? You didn't do nothing about it! This whole fucking time! And now you care so much. And now we come to the end, and then all you had to do is use your power on their star. That's all you had to do. I'm sorry, bro. I'm getting fucking hot, man. I'm getting hot. Because you would think this is good stuff. And it should be good stuff. Okay? But you needed a stronger villain, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you. Besides the fact that she's acting like she's Thanos' fucking, successor, that's one thing. But there's no substance to her. She's a hypocrite in every way, but then she gets comboed by all three of these niggas when we're in the final act. Cause for some reason, the first act seemed like it lasted, an hour and 20 minutes into the movie type. No, not that far. An hour and 15 minutes into the movie. And we got like 30, 40 minutes left. And we got so much to get through. Now we're fucking running. And as soon as I thought that you tried to validate and save Nick Fury's character a little bit, here comes Goose. In comes Goose again, disrespecting this man and possibly disrespecting him worse the first time. I don't know if that's possible because he got his fucking eye taken out, not by the alien, but by a fucking house cat. Okay, if Goose would have just, you know, went monster mode and fucked up Nick Fury back in the day, I could have possibly accepted that. You lost your eye because of a house cat. The nigga that got away from the Winter Soldier? Yeah, that nigga's dead. That nigga is absolutely dead. He's running this Saber operation. What they're actually doing, I don't really know. They're monitoring shit, cool. And I thought maybe, you know, Darban's gonna come through and fuck these niggas up and then attack the Earth or whatever. It's not even that. You had these fucking eggs popping up all over the space station, and then it starts fucking up the space station. Then they have to evacuate. Turns out that it's Goose that's just had a bunch of fucking kids. That's fine. I don't really care about that. But it just relegates him to a role that means literally nothing. Nothing. And it's sad because at times you see the glimpses of that old Nick Fury that's like, you know, figure it out, come up with a plan A. Once we get that done, then we'll figure out the fucking rest. Don't be giving up out here. Don't be doing all this bullshit, being a leader. But it doesn't matter, bro. It really doesn't matter. The nigga's... The only real reason why he's involved in the movie is to show up with Rambo and to go explain to Kamala's family that, you know, she gotta come handle her business. She gotta come handle her business. Love Kamala's family. I'm not gonna lie. They're great. They're absolutely great. I have nothing wrong with them. And even the mom, like, you know, we thought we had gotten over that bit where she's so overprotective that she just can't allow Kamala to be the person that she's meant to be now. And she comes to that conclusion more towards the end, and I actually fucks with that because I don't mean quote Spider-Man, great power, great responsibility. We all know the line. And she ends up saying the same type of shit. You've been chosen for something greater, so of course you gotta go and save our universe type shit. Like, I mess with that, bro. Love her family, dog. And Miss Marvel had good stuff in here, bro. She's got that heart of gold, and that's why I wish that she would have gave a little pushback on Captain Marvel for abandoning niggas before. But they did it well, because when she made that hard call earlier, you know, after Eladon, and they had their big emotional moment, she was like, I made a decision. I made a hard call just like you. And she was like, you don't need to be like me. I fucks with that. That's good stuff. That's why this movie pisses me off. Because there's good bits. And it's just surrounded by mediocrity. Why? Why, Kevin Feige? Why do you do this to me? God, man. Fucking bullshit. Don't make no fucking sense. I'm sweating. So we skip forward. We're coming to the final fight, so to speak. Okay? Darban's pulling up, trying to take our son. Okay. Would have liked to see the present ramifications happening on Earth, because, dog, the sun started dimming in the fucking sky. If that shit started happening, you know the cataclysmic things that would be happening on Earth at that moment. Like, it wouldn't take long, bro. That shit would get so fucking cold, I don't know if we would really be able to survive more than a few minutes. But regardless, we come to fight this bitch. Now we figuring out the combo work. That shit was clean, and I like when Marvel does stuff like that. You watched it in the last Guardians movie, okay? You see it in all the Avenger movies. The combo work is crisp as hell. The choreo is on point. All right? Why we're still using our powers to fuel up this fucking bangle, I don't know, because you separated her from the hammer. All she got is the bangle. But she got down, and I respect that. She got hands. She was a warrior, okay? Just like how Captain Marvel used to be. Because she's, you know, I guess a refugee taken in by the Kree or whatever. Would have liked to get more on her story, how she came to be there, why she's like the way she is. We didn't get none of that. We didn't get none of that. Her whole story is simply surrounding the fact that she's risen to power in the aftermath of what Captain Marvel did to them. And in a way, I get it. Because this bitch came and fucked shit up and she didn't really try to fix it. Okay? She destroyed this AI that was leading the Kree people into wars and really and truly had these niggas hella successful. They had colonized over 25% of the galaxy. Of the universe that they're in. What the fuck? That's an insane feat. He knocked the bitch down. She gets stabbed. She's under the rubble. She's talking shit still. I'll never give up. This. Alright, cool. You know, I guess we feel like we're getting to the end of it, so Captain Marvel does the dumb thing and lifts the rubble off of the bitch. And then, what does she do? She grabs her fucking hammer, somehow gets Kamala on the ground in a vulnerable position where she could smash this bitch's melon at a moment's notice. As she tells Captain Marvel that. Cool. Takes the bangle off of her. My God. But this was why I didn't mind it. Because when she puts on the second bangle, goes out there to try and do whatever the fuck she's gonna do, it fucking backfires. She can't handle that type of power. Essentially turns to dust. But not after making an enormous hole, not just between different parts in the galaxy, but between different universes. Two realities. Crashing into one another. What does that sound like? I think that we all know. So we come up with the plan. Okay. Miss Marvel, get your second bangle. You can handle that shit because you're built for it. You're a djinn. That makes total sense. I like the fact that they actually did that. And Captain Marvel, you combine your power with hers, you shoot it at Monica, she's going to take that power and go and close the rip that is in space and time. One of the few moments in this movie that is well thought out and the execution was actually well done. And that's the only reason why it somewhat saved this movie at all. Why it saved it at all. Because Monica always knew when she went out there that you gotta unleash that type of power and close that bitch from the other side. Meaning we will get stuck and never be able to return, possibly die. And it was nice because Captain Marvel gets out the ship. She's fucking moving, trying to get to her ass. Doesn't make it in time. Doesn't make it in time. And that's essentially like her child, bro. So like I said, in ways, this movie is so good when it comes to fixing that character and her flaws and things like that. It's really a damn near whole different character at this point. Someone that I could get behind. But when you pair that with a bad villain, you pair that with the continued disrespect of Nick Fury, the hypocrisy of this whole mission by the main villain, that really makes absolutely no sense. The lack of competence and awareness as to how to fight this woman that should not be this much of a threat. As I said, Monica went toe-to-toe. She went toe-to-toe earlier in the movie, man. And now it takes all three of us? It takes all three of us now? And we underutilized Miss Marvel in this movie. We underutilized her. Because before, or right after Dar-Benn fucking blew herself up, basically, you see Captain Marvel's out in space, knocked out, the Bengals is out there, and then you see the big fucking purple hands go scoop her up. Dog! There's so many different things that Miss Marvel can do that why do we limit her like this? Why don't we let her flex and use her powers? In terms of utility, she's the one that's can do the most in combat. She may not have the most DC. She may not have like the tricky type of power that Monica has, but in terms of usefulness, let her show it, let her use it, and we saw she's capable when it came to that final fight scene. Maybe I'll give it a block, because she's never really been in formidable combat against actual half-decent opponents. You know what I'm saying? She hasn't. So, in that way, I could give her a break. I can. And in the aftermath, we move back home. It's kumbaya. Captain Marvel does end up going on over to back to Hala, revitalizing their son. She flies right into it, drops a load of power in that bitch. Hey, yo, pause. Drop some power in that motherfucker. Son's perfectly fine again. You telling me we couldn't have done that? You didn't even try to do that? Were you trying to save them at all? Before? Like, were you really trying? I don't know. Like, that's debatable to me. As I said, in the aftermath, you know, we're moving Carol Danvers' stuff with the help of Kamala and her family, you know what I'm saying, into Monica's house. And she's going to basically take over the place and take care of it until, you know, Monica comes back where they're able to find her. So in terms of the full circle and finally coming back to home type shit, like, I really like a whole lot of what they did with Captain Marvel, bro. I really and truly do. It's just, I get disappointed. Excuse me. I get disappointed when there's so much potential and characters, a lot of characters are actually well done. And then this is what we're left with. And then, oh, why do we got to drop it in this movie? Why do we got to do it in this movie? End credit scene. Monica wakes up. She sees her mother. Or so she thinks. But it's not her mother. We know. It looks like Captain Marvel from Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness. This bitch is supposed to be dead. And apparently, the Doctor is Beast from X-Men. That nigga look clean as fuck, by the way. I ain't gonna lie to you. That shit was fucking hard. So X-Men is here, nigga. They've been on screen. I mean, they already kind of was before because we saw Xavier, which doesn't make any sense to me. And that's why I'm wondering, like, how the fuck is this time working, dog? Is this not the exact universe that, you know, we saw in Multiverse of Madness? Maybe it's a slightly different one. Because Beast is talking about, oh, Xavier, you know, he said this and this and this. So clearly he's still alive. Beast is here. The Captain Marvel lady's still there. But it can't be Captain Marvel, bro, because she had both her bangles on. And that brings me to another thing. Miss Marvel put both the bangles on. Power, nigga. But we controlled it. It was cool. Why do we show up at the end when we're coming to tell Nick Fury what happened down on Earth or whatever? Why is one missing? Why do we not have both the moles on? Where did the other one go? And even when we're moving in Captain Marvel into her home, she only's got one. She should be rocking them hoes at all times, nigga. So what? Who is Lashana Lynch? Is it Captain Marvel or not? I don't know. I guess that we gonna have to wait and see on that. And man, lastly, and I know it's small, but that whole cat shit. Can we just stop? Can we stop? All it did was make Nick Fury look worse, bro. He's a leader that put together the Avengers, the greatest team ever assembled to fight the fights that we couldn't. And he's out here in space. And in Secret Invasion, we made it seem like this whole Saber operation is important. You niggas ain't really doing anything, and then your ship gets destroyed by some fucking kittens? Not even Dar-Benn and her niggas, by kittens. Alright, bro. Fucking miss me with that, bro. Rating for this movie is exactly a 4 out of 10. The only reason why it gets a 4 is because of the good character stuff I feel like they did for Captain Marvel. Really and truly redeemed that character. Miss Marvel, great. The sacrifice that Monica makes at the end was nice. It would have been a little better if she died, but just the acting in of itself and the fact that you don't never know if you might get back, I can fucks with that. But I done already fucking detailed all the mediocrity I was subjected to, and I will never ever forgive you, Kevin Feige, for linking Thanos to this. It makes me sick. It makes me fucking sick. 4 out of 10, bro. Like, subscribe. I'm out. I can't. Fuck that movie, dog. The worst series Marvel has ever put out.